Welcome to Savor the Story podcast, where books and snacks are life. I'm Nicole. That's Vanessa. Sup?
Hello. Can I tell you that I did not eat lunch today?
Vanessa.
But I don't know why. I wasn't that hungry. And then I got home and I ate snacks.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
I know.
And I'm going to quote my inner Vanessa and say, you have to eat lunch.
I know. And normally I would like force myself to, because I have to get, you have to get all the things in. And right. I didn't because I got to like 1 o'clock today at work, and have you ever watched the show Severance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The concept where like the outside version of yourself doesn't know anything about the inside version of like the work version of yourself, and vice versa.
Right.
Like, if there was ever a day that I felt like I would do Severance, it was today. For no particular reason, just other than like I got to like 1 o'clock and I was like, I'm not even hungry. Like, I have no will to live. I don't have a will to continue on with anything right now. And so I was like, if somebody walked up to me right now and offered me Severance,
I would take it.
I would take it and be like, whoops, sorry, any self. Like right. Any work self, you're just going to go to work.
You're just going to have to be miserable and deal with it.
You're just going to have to be miserable. I'm sorry. But you know what I thought about? Like, I was having some serious thoughts about this today.
Well, this was more than just a passing thought.
It was more, yes,
okay.
It turned into like serious thought. And I was thinking I would lose out on 8 hours of time that I could be listening to audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all of my like outside, my outer whatever time, my outie person time would be whatever I wanted it to be. It'd be all fun. I wouldn't even have to think about work, but I would lose that 8 hours of time that I use, 8 to 9 hours of time at work that I use to listen to books when I can.
That's a valid point, and I accept your point that you're making. Mm-hmm. But I feel that if I did Severance, I would still have anxiety outside of work. About work.
About work, I know.
About things that I didn't even... Because I would be home and I'd be like, oh man, I have to go to work tomorrow. And then I'd be like, am I going to be miserable? Am I hurting inner me?
That's exactly why, like, when I first watched the show and I had thoughts about it, I was like, I don't know if I could do that. Because, like, now you're just making the other part of you literally just work all the time. And I don't know if I could do it, but yeah, I could understand. Like, I would feel so bad. My outie would feel so bad about I would have so much guilt.
Yeah. Just be like, man, what does any Nicole feel about this situation? Because there's no reason for Severance if the job is awesome, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Like people who had awesome jobs are not like, you know what, I think I'm cool. I think I would be cool with Severance. No, they'd be like, no, I'm gonna, So yeah, in my mind, I'd be like, man, what am I doing to myself?
Yep.
This like there has to be something like that. Stress cannot just be like your body is still experiencing stress. Like when you get out of work and you're like, man. Monday through Friday, I am just exhausted. Yeah. My body hurts.
Yeah.
Like, something is going on. I might not remember it, but something is happening.
Right. I could feel it. Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to let you know where I'm at right now with my headspace is that if Severance was offered to me today, I would have taken it.
Even knowing all of the downsides.
All of that.
Like we just, no.
I don't know what happened. So, yes. All that to say is I got to that time and I was just like, I'm not even hungry. I'm not going to eat. Then I got home and I ate a snack only because I was like, I have to eat something, but it's too late to eat like a full meal. And so here we are.
Was it a healthy snack?
It was some edamame.
Oh, okay. That's healthy and delicious.
Yeah, not terrible. Lots of salt, but yes.
But that makes it tasty.
That's right.
I was doing some like just like Googling to see different like lunch ideas because I'm quickly running out of lunch ideas. And I came across this whole thing where it's like how to get 100 grams of protein in a day and like through your whole meal. And I was like, okay, well, I'll look at this. You have to eat so much food. It's so much food.
Yes, you really, really do. Like, yeah, I think they suggest like at least 30 grams of carbs. I mean, of protein a meal. So that gets you at about 90 if you have three meals a day. But it just makes every meal so like filling and like, ugh.
Yes. Yeah, it was like oatmeal with something to give it a lot, and then they wanted you to eat like 2 eggs for a snack later, and then it wants you to eat like chicken salad for lunch, and I feel like something else, more eggs probably. And then it was like chicken for dinner, and then it was like 3 peanut butter cookies for a snack, and I was just like, that sounds terrible.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's too much food.
Yeah. I mean, I usually don't have a problem hitting like protein macros and stuff like that, but I don't know. I feel like you have to mix it up or else you're just like bored.
Yeah. I have not been doing a great job hitting any macro, so I've just stopped counting them, and it's like I'm hitting them.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't count them, then it's like you did it, right?
Right. Like I sit at the end of the day and I think about what I ate, and if I don't feel like a terrible slob, then I probably hit all my macros.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. I feel like that's some people's like way forward. Like they always eat like that. Like you just eat with by feel instead of by count. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of eating by feel, I ate so much food.
Did you eat all of the snacks this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Every single one.
All of them.
Like if there was a snack in my vicinity, I ate it.
Okay.
I know I've said this before. When Ethan comes to visit, I tend to overdo the shopping. So,
oh right,
yeah. Ethan came to visit this weekend, and so it was everything. It was just like all like cereal and like Funyuns and all the things that we shouldn't be eating, right? And those stupid cookies, those like sugar cookies that have like the neon frosting on them that is probably full of dye that is going to be like no longer available. It was a lot.
Okay, great.
So I forced myself to step on my scale this morning.
Oh, no. Yes.
And it was heartbreaking.
Yeah. I feel the same.
Like all of the work that I'd done in the last like 2 or 3 weeks, it's always disturbing that you can like just destroy that in a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say, because I think my problem this weekend when I stepped on the scale this morning, I had the same problem, but mine was mostly, I'm gonna say salt, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be yours too. Like It's probably all just like bloatedness. Like give it a week and you'll probably be back or close to back to where you were before the weekend started.
Yes.
I think it's pretty impossible. You would have had to eat like 15,000 calories for you to gain like a few pounds. So
I think you underestimate my snackability. I think it might be my superpower. It might be my superpower. I think like so.
Keep shoveling it in.
Yeah, it was a lot of food, and plus on top of that, like I don't usually count it because I don't do a lot of drinking, but
okay.
I did have more than a few beverages, which I'm not talking light beers. I'm talking like painkillers, which are all sugar.
Like 600 calories.
600 calories. Yeah. I would say probably half the required calories that you named were in like painkillers. So.
Okay. Okay, great. Out of all of the snacks that you ate, are you using one of them as your snack this week?
Yes.
Okay.
but it's more of like a meal thing. And the reason I'm going to use it is because, one, I didn't have to make it. And two, I've tried to make it in the past and I just don't do a good job. The couple times I've tried to do it on my own. We have some friends who have a cabin next to us, and they make it. When they make it, I get so happy. I'm like, yay!
Okay, great.
They did a seafood boil.
Oh,
I know.
yes.
They had shrimps and scallops and like potatoes and corn and carrots and sausages and all that other stuff. I don't know what their secret ingredients are. But whatever they are, every time they make it, I'm like a child. Just like standing there watching the pot boil. Yeah.
I love making that. It's so good. I like doing that for camping too. We'll put them in like foil packets and throw them over the fire. It's so good.
Yeah, we call those hobo dinners.
Yeah, it's kind of the same idea. Same thing. But I usually do all the boiling of stuff at home, and then I just wrap them in the packets and heat them up and finish cooking the shrimp and stuff, or cook the shrimp on the fire.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. The first year they did it, they had bought a keg. And cut like the top out of the keg, and they were using the keg to boil everything. Now they have a giant seafood pot. Like an official one. So it's serious business when they break that out. But every time they make it, I'm super happy. They just do such a great job.
Excellent. So the entire seafood boil is your snack this week.
I could break it down to the item that I ate the most of, which out of everything is the carrots. I don't know what it is, why the carrots taste so delicious.
Of all the things in there, that's probably like the worst part of it.
No, they're delicious. Though they had like, while I was eating the onion, I was like, oh, I bet this would be Vanessa's favorite. Yeah.
I have to have an onion in every bite.
Yes. I was they had whole cloves of garlic in there too, and I was sticking the cloves of garlic in the onion and like folding it up like a little present and just eating that. And, there's no way that I smelled good after that. Just all day on the lake, sweaty, covered in dust. Now I'm eating garlic and onion. There is no way.
You're just sweating out all of the delicious scent.
Just campfires. It was.
That's cute. So, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So I will be rating everything today in seafood boils.
Okay, great.
Specifically the carrot.
The carrots. My snack this week comes with a little story.
Okay.
And it's not something I ate recently, but I'm still going to tell you. So recently I was watching TikToks and I saw Abby Jimenez talking about Nadia cakes. And she was like, if you didn't know, I'm an owner of Nadia Cakes. And I was like, I know that place. What are you talking about, Miss Abby Jimenez?
Yeah.
And so there's 3 locations of Nadia Cakes. There's 2 in Minnesota, and there's 1 in Palmdale, California, which is where I'm from.
Wow. I thought you were going to say Ohio. And I was like, yes.
No. And I was like, okay, so 2, there would make sense that there's 2 in Minnesota because that's where she lives. And I was like, why the fuck is there 1 in Palmdale? Like, there has to be a reason. And it's because she was there. She lived there when she opened Nadia Cakes. And I have been there. I've had her cupcakes, like so many of them. So apparently Abby Jimenez has won... she's won Cupcake Wars on like the Food Network or whatever. And she was featured twice on Food Network's Fabulous Cakes show. And then so she opened Nadia Cakes, and Nadia I think is named after, I think it's like her middle child's name or something like that. And so that's where the Nadia Cakes comes from. But apparently she was living in Palmdale and she was making cakes out of her home, like selling cakes like that. And then ended up opening the bakery in 2009, I think it was. And it's been there ever since. And I was like, I've been there like more than a few times.
Maybe you've met her, but you just didn't know it.
I know, because I think that she was still there for a couple years before they moved to Minnesota. So like, if I went there, even in the first couple years of Nadia Cakes being open, I'm sure that I did meet her.
Wow, that's crazy.
So my snack today I'm going to use is Nadia Cakes cupcakes.
As you should.
Yes. And another little random fact about Palmdale. So it's like Lancaster, Palmdale it's two different cities, but it's essentially like one. If you live there, it's always kind of combined. There was another bakery in Lancaster that was called Double D's cupcakes.
All right.
And they were also a cupcake war winner. So in one little area of the desert of California where nobody is at, there was two bakeries that were cupcake war winners.
That's
just
crazy.
a little side note.
We need to look at by population where all the cake winners live.
I know, right?
See if there's more.
There's got to be. I mean, but most of the time they have it like on the wall or window or whatever.
That's true.
That's the only reason why I knew for sure that Double D's was a winner, because like in the window of their bakery it was like cupcake war winner.
Come eat these cupcakes.
Yes. And so if I remember correctly, Nadia Cakes had one of those two, like a sign. I don't know if it was like massive, but they had a sign in there as well saying like Food Network, Cupcake War, blah blah blah. But anyways, I was just like, it was like a random finding that I saw her talking about it. And I was like, oh, so apparently she was talking about it in her TikTok. She was saying that in a lot of her books, she has people going to like a bakery or whatever. And it's always Nadia Cakes.
Interesting. I've never noticed that.
And then also I know for sure at her local bakery, the one that she lives closest to, they do themed, like when she has new books come out and stuff, they'll do like themed cakes and themed like cookies and stuff like that based on the covers of her books.
That's cute.
I don't think I think that's adorable. I don't think I from what I could see, it looks like they don't do it at all of the locations, but specifically the one in Minnesota that like she's the closest one to. So I now feel like I need to hurry up and like read one of her books.
Yeah, I'll read one if you want.
Okay, let's do a buddy read of one of her books.
All right, sweet. She has like
specifically for Nadia. I know. I have one picked out. So we'll talk about it.
Okay,
we'll talk about it later.
All right, sweet.
But yeah, so Nadia Cakes is my snack today.
Nice, good pick.
Thanks. That's all I have. Do you want to tell me about your book?
Sure.
Your one book, and then we're going to do a buddy read today?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So my first book this week is called The Tenfold Tenants by E.V. Belknap. I read it as a Kindle, and so it's technically a fantasy, but for some reason I wrote it as a fantasy mystery. I wouldn't really call it a mystery, minus there is like something they're trying to figure out. So it's
okay.
I don't know. It is what it is.
I always feel like Goodreads, like if you look at what their genres are, sometimes I see some of the ones that are like way down the list. I'm like, I would not call that book this, but it's still there. So I'm going to let you have mystery.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
All right. So in this book, we have Corvinian Hark, and he is a villain. Okay. He was supposed to be a villain.
Okay.
At least that's what he went to school for.
Okay.
But instead of hostile takeovers, he took a temp job 8 years ago.
Okay.
So
how okay, I'll let you go.
Okay.
So many questions.
Right. So 8 years later, he's still running a boarding house for magical beings.
Okay.
And it's a tough job. He has very specific and magical challenges that he has to deal with. So, but of course, in all these books, it could always be worse, right? Mm-hmm. His bosses have given him another tenant to look over. Only no one knows if this tenant, her name is Annalise, if Annalise is magical, and not even Annalise knows. She doesn't even know that magic is a thing.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like a whole backstory.
All right.
If you live in, I think it's London, if you live there, you have to, if you're magical, you have to keep it a secret, right? So non-magic people don't know. But it's like this whole thing where if you are from this specific country, you could be magic and not know it. So
that's so crazy.
Yeah, so she showed up. They're like, the bosses are like, she could be magic, but she could also not be magic.
All right.
But we need you to put her in this house with all these magical beings until we know for sure.
Okay.
So, until they're sure, until everybody in this house has to act human around her.
Because she can't know if she's not also magic. Okay.
Right. And of course, that's going to be difficult when half your tenants are shapeshifters.
Oh no.
And there are literal skeletons in the closet.
Great. Okay.
Yep. So
this bitch is finding out.
Yep. So just don't fucking Gravinian, because if you do, you're going to get fired from a job that you might actually want.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's yes, it was a really cute book.
Okay.
I had it on my list for a while, but my problem is, I think it's a problem, is I think I was still in my slump when I was reading this.
Okay.
And I had a hard time getting through it. It took me weeks to get through this book.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
And the only reason I didn't DNF it is because this book has been on my list to read for since it came out, right?
Okay.
And I think I even paid for it. So
you were like, no, I cannot DNF.
I must finish this book.
Yes.
So yeah, I had a hard time getting through it, but I don't know if it was because it was just the book or if it was me, right?
Okay.
So one of the things that I wouldn't call it a dislike, but we've talked about this before, is when there are so many characters in a book, it's really hard. Like, I should have been able to do it better because I was reading it, but there wasn't really anywhere you could go back and look to see like a list of all of the people or anything like that. So,
well, and you had a whole house full of people, right? Okay.
Right. And you really only, she does a good job with some of them. Some of them have a lot of page time. Some of them have, their secret magical abilities are talked about. Like, what a necromancer is, right?
Right.
So, that stuff is easy, but some of them, she was like, oh, this girl is a pixie. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like,
okay.
Are we talking, like, what are we talking here?
Like a fairy
or
like
Tinkerbell, or like, what are we talking about? But she's like, oh, she's a pixie. But then, like, I don't think I ever read of her doing magic or anything like that. So it was kind of hit or miss how much you found out about each character. So some of the lesser developed characters, while they were talking a lot, they just weren't developed. So I was just like, who is this person again?
Yeah. What power do they have? What do they do?
What is going on, right? So I would have liked to see more character development. At the very least, I would have liked to seen a list.
Okay.
So,
yes.
But the characters that I remember, like the ones that did get developed, did have a lot of lines. I liked all of the characters.
That's good.
I thought it was weird, though, that the person that the book is about, like this Annalise girl, she has hardly any character development and hardly any page. Like she gets more and more page time as the book progresses.
Okay.
But like she doesn't even know she's magical or anybody else is magical. So she's like, sitting in a room, drawing a picture or something like that.
Right.
And I was like,
huh.
Okay. And then I feel like the book didn't. So the description that I gave was, we have to, figure out if Annalise has magic and stuff like that. That didn't really feel like the actual storyline.
Oh, really?
There was a second story arc around Corvinian and his magic and another villain that I felt had way more storyline impact than the Annalise storyline. She kind of just like faded into the background and was like, a means to an end, if that makes sense. And
she was supposed to be the main character?
One of the main characters. Well, that's how I took it in the description, right? Yeah. Because he's like, we have to keep it a secret from this girl. She can't know about the magic. And then like more than half of the stuff that happens in the book, she's not even there for.
Right.
So just at the end, she's very important to like Corvinian's story arc to finish it off, but not really. I mean, kind of important the whole time. It wasn't the story I was expecting.
All right. That's fair.
It was a good story, just not the one. I think my last thing that I liked is I also I ended up liking it. When I read the description, I was almost expecting this to be like a romance. Or like have some kind of like romantic interest, or even if it was very like PG. Right. But there was no romance in this, not from the main characters, which I ended up really liking. It wasn't like one of those things where it was like, true love will fix this, and then you're expected to just like ignore weird things, right? So it was more of a found family story, and you can see like especially for Corvinian, you see a lot of character growth and stuff like that. So
all right,
yeah, it ended up being a decent-ish read, but it was slow. It wasn't really what I was expecting. So I gave it like a 3-ish. Okay. Seafood boils.
Yes.
Or 3-ish carrots. But it's a strong 3.
Okay. Strong 3.
Strong
right. 3. Well, that's not really fair. I was going to say, are you glad that you like finally just like pushed through and like got it off of your TBR? But that's not really fair to ask.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm happy I finished it, but I mean, it's not, I don't think it's ever something that I would be like, if somebody's like, hey, give me a fantasy to read or something, I'd be like, you should.
You wouldn't think of this one. Okay.
No.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for our shared book?
Kind of.
Oh, no. Nicole.
I think you already know what I rated this.
Yeah, I do. And, I'm not talking to you anymore.
I know.
Okay. Are you ready? I'll tell you what it's about, and then we'll let Nicole break our hearts. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so we read The Dead Romantics by Ashley. Is it Poston or Poston? Poston?
I was thinking Poston.
Okay. All right, so we've got Florence Day, and she is an author. She's currently the ghostwriter for one of the most prolific romance writers and trying to finish up the last book in her contract for this author. However, after a bad breakup, she no longer believes in love and is struggling really hard to write the end of this book or the rest of this book. So she goes in to meet her new editor, who is an incredibly large, handsome man. And he refuses to give her another extension to her deadline, and she has to complete the book by the end of the week. You must give it to us. So in the same week that she has to finish this book, she gets a phone call that changes everything. Her father has passed away, and she needs to go back to her hometown that she despises and hasn't been to in 10 years since she left there. And her family wants her to come back to help them with the family arrangements the funeral arrangements, right. And like say goodbye and all the things. So when they're at their family funeral home, she finds a ghost standing at the front door who is just as handsome as she remembers seeing him the day before, and he's just as confused about why he's there as she is. Obviously, it's the large, handsome man.
Exactly.
The editor. While they work together to try to figure out what his unfinished business is and how she can help him, she is also trying to fulfill all of her father's wishes for his funeral that he asked for in his will, which is a lot of crazy things. Mm-hmm. And they end up working together to accomplish these goals. And she may just end up second guessing her aversion to love.
See, the way you gave the storyline, it sounds like an adorable story.
It is an adorable story, Nicole.
Okay, so I know we didn't pick this book to specifically be a buddy read.
Right.
I picked this book because I asked Mr. Chatty to recommend a paranormal romance for me.
Okay.
And out of all of the 10 choices he gave me, this one, the description of this book spoke to me.
Yes.
So how did you pick this book?
Also, Mr. Chatty. I did not ask for a paranormal romance. I can't remember exactly what I asked for. I think it was something. I want to say it was like lighthearted, which this book is. Now that I just explained it to you, isn't really lighthearted, but kind of. I think I was asking for just more like not as heavy as like some of those big fantasies and some of the whatever. It was just more romancy, I think is what I was asking for. Mm-hmm. I'd have to go back and double check, but it was a recommendation from Mr. Chatty.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if Mr. Chatty knows that we know each other. And
he's like, I told Nicole this. I'm going to tell Vanessa too.
Yeah, I'm going to start something between them.
Yeah, exactly. Which he did.
This is his evil plan.
Yes, because if you didn't guess from the beginning of this little review, we are at odds again with our ratings because I rated this book 5 stars. Well, I did not rate this book 5 stars. I did rate it 5 stars on Goodreads because I had to round. Mm-hmm. I went with 4.5, maybe 4.75, but I did round up. So it's a rounded 5 for me.
Okay.
Is it a rounded 1 for you too?
So I said 3-ish, which I considered it to be completely average.
Okay.
But by the way, my Goodreads friends and followers activity, where it's back. So now I can see what other people that I follow or I'm friends with, what they thought of the book. Mm-hmm. And I found that a lot of people have read this book that I know, and everybody loves it. I am the minority. Again,
you're the minority. We're having another funny story situation.
Shit. Yeah, everybody, I was looking at everybody's rating this book 5. Now I feel like I have to justify my 3.
You do, because I have a lot of justifications for my big rating.
Okay. All right. So my first one is I decided about the time I was reading this book that the cheating trope is not for me.
Well, I fucking hate the cheating trope.
Yes.
It's terrible.
After this book, not specifically because of this book, but after this book, during this book, I've had to add it to my nope tropes. Like, I just, nope, no more will I do this.
But I don't remember the cheating trope in this book. Who cheat? Spoiler alert. Who cheats?
Oh yeah, spoilers. We should probably say that. Doesn't her boyfriend cheat? Her previous one?
I mean, maybe, but I don't see that as like part of the story. So
Right.
I don't think that this book has the cheating trope in it because it's not the main story. It's something that happened to her that makes her then sad. But I don't think that, like, I wouldn't say that this book has the cheating trope.
Okay. All right. Well, if we're not saying that it has, I just don't even, I'm so over just reading about cheating that I'm just like, why can't people just have falling outs? Like, the other reasons that she has for breaking up with him are good enough.
They're good.
Like,
Yeah, sure.
like, we don't need more.
Yeah.
So I'll take some of that.
We're at 3.5.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I know this is small.
Okay.
And I know it's easy for me to say this because it's not my trauma.
Sure.
But I had a really hard time getting behind her not thinking that she was a good writer. And all the time she spent in the book, either talking about it, complaining about it, dwelling on it, just fixated on it. I thought she spent way too much time diving around that kiddie pool. And
Okay. That's fair.
She had one book fail, which I'm not a writer, but I feel like that's if you have three bestsellers and one fail.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably still pretty good.
So, but the difference was that the 3 bestsellers were her ghostwriting.
It still does.
The
I don't
one
think
failure.
It matters.
I think to her it does because her name is on it. So, like, the one failure that she had her name on it.
It was also her first book. Like, she's progressed as a writer since then. I
agree, but I also understand what she's like. It feels a little, probably like imposter syndrome a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I just didn't.
That's fair.
Nope.
That's fair.
Nope. It's too much.
Okay.
Too much time in that. Like I said,
okay.
There's so much in this book that she's going through.
Yeah.
That it was just she had so many problems, which everybody has problems. You can have a lot of problems. Nobody says you can only have one. You should only have one problem, but
you can only have one problem at a time, ma'am.
Only deal with one thing. In the grand scheme of things, like, too much time was spent in it. Okay, probably my most controversial.
Oh, no.
I did not like Benji.
You didn't?
No, he was so beige. He was not interesting at all. And their insta-love made me sad.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
I'm done listening to your sadness.
Okay, fine. I have way more to talk about Benji, but go ahead,
tell me. No, you tell me.
No. I want to hear.
I want to end. Okay. No, I want to end on the happy notes.
Okay. So we already said spoiler. I'm going to say it again. This is a big one. Him being in a coma was the worst thing that I think Ashley could have done.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that if Ashley would have ended this book at chapter 33 when he like disappears and she thinks he's like gone to his afterlife, I would have given this book at least 0.5 more stars.
Okay. So since you brought that part up, I will say I wasn't going to say it because it was a spoiler, but that is the only reason why I marked this book down 0.5 is and it wasn't the fact that he was in a coma. I totally get that. Like, to me, that was fine. For me, it was the gap between like her going to the hospital and her ex being there and his ex being there.
Right.
And so she decides not to talk to him. And then it's like 6 months later, they finally talk again. That part to me was like, go fuck yourself.
And
6 months?
neither of them talked to each other in the whole time.
Yeah. So that part I marked off 0.5 for because I didn't like that gap there. I'll be honest, I like skimmed some of that part because I was like, I have been falling in love with these two this whole book, and now you're going to make me wait, and you're going to make me feel like they're not going to end up together. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, I felt like that whole, like, I don't know. I don't want to say not well thought out, but between that, what you're saying is, like, she chickens out at the last minute at the hospital after having her, if you want to call it, like, moment with her ex. And then she's just like, you know what, I'm going to leave. And I'm not going to talk to him for 6 months. And he's not going to talk to her. Like, you guys supposedly had chemistry even before all of this, right?
But so I kind of understand why he waited. I don't understand why she waited to talk to him at all. Him, I feel like, because he didn't know if it was, like, real. Like, if it was something that happened in his coma brain or something.
Right.
But so, like, I kind of understand from his side, but the fact that she just was like, oh, his girlfriend's back, and just, like, walked away, I was like, you're a dumb whore.
Yeah. I mean, so there's so many other little things, right? Because, you know, like, this whole thing with the book being due, like, so many opportunities for him to talk to her before then. Like, why did you wait 6 months? If you thought it was a dream, there should be nothing keeping you from still talking to her.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Or like a coma fever or something like that.
Right.
Like,
okay.
But also, I know this is nitpicky. I'm just going to ask the question. It didn't affect my rating. But why did nobody tell her about Benji being in a coma until her friend showed up? Like, you had a book due. Just because the guy goes into a coma, he still has secondary people who they said were working things. Right. Except for the book that's due with such a tight timeline that we couldn't possibly extend it past a week because then you're going to push back all the other departments that still have so much work. I was just like...
Well, because they all thought that she was still working it.
I know, but it was still due.
Yeah, they thought she was working it, that she was gonna turn it in.
He told her a week.
Yeah.
And then she was gone for more than a week.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Okay, we're gonna have to
fight. We're gonna have to fight about this.
No, because I thought the whole thing ended on that Friday when it was like.
When it was due. Mm-hmm. She still didn't finish it.
Well, no, she didn't. But she didn't turn it in that day. But like, I don't think anybody messed with her during that time because it hadn't passed her due date yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, fine, you're done. We're not listening to you anymore because it's a great book. So I loved it, obviously. Mm-hmm. I thought, like, it was heartwarming for me. Like, it was both heartwarming and heartbreaking. Like, I'll tell you, I cried a lot in this fucking book. Like, I'm giving it four teardrops. 4 out of 5.
What did you cry
Everything! Everything!
Oh.
On the other hand, from not the same as you, I felt like I had a connection to all of the characters. Like, all of the characters, I loved them. Like her family and all that kind of stuff. There are 2 major twists that happen. One of them I guessed very early on. I guess I'll say another spoiler. But around 20-25%, I guessed that he was related to the author.
Oh, okay.
To the author that she's ghostwriting for. But it didn't, like, change my thought process of it or anything. Like, I still really enjoyed it.
Right. Did you... So you're saying you guessed that they were related. Did you guess the ghost writer, or she was hired as a ghostwriter from a ghost.
From a ghost. I did not guess that.
I didn't guess that. That got me, and I was like, aha, very good, Ashley. I will give you some stars.
For that one. No, I did not guess that. I guess that, like I said, I guess that they were related, but not that like her ghost came back and was like, I want you to do it.
Yeah. I have some questions about that, but it got me, so I was just like, I'll just be happy with it.
Let's see, what else did I write down? I think that's really it. I feel like I read a couple 1-star reviews about it just because I was like, why are these people giving it 1 stars? And I did not agree with anything they were saying.
Man, this book was so slow. I just felt like it was a whole bunch of like weird side quests, like that she would then have a conversation with somebody from her past and she would lose her shit in the middle of the conversation, and then the conversation would end because she left. And I was like, how can you grow if you keep running away?
I don't know. I loved it.
I know. That's why I didn't want to do this review. I almost lied about reading it.
I also, a random point out is that at some point in the past, I don't know when it was or why it was, but Mr. Chatty told me that I was a chaotic gremlin. Mm-hmm. And Ben calls her that at one point in the book, and I was like, hey, that's me.
That's probably why he suggested it.
That might be why. Also, there was a quote. There's a quote in the book that I have to tell you. Florence said, I hated that I cried when I was angry, upset, or annoyed. I hated that I cried at the slightest flux of emotional nuance. And immediately I was like, I feel you, Florence. That is my everyday life. Every single slightest flux of emotional nuance, I cry. Nice. So I just like connected to her on another level.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to keep doing this, but I'm tired of your 2.5s going up against my 5s.
It was a 3. Come on. This was a solid 3. This wasn't a 2.5 rounded to 3.
Okay, fine.
It's a 3-ish. I just can't round it up to 4. I couldn't do it.
Well, that's all right. I'm still mad at you, and until the end of this episode.
Maybe next time too. Who knows? Listen.
No. What else did you read that I loved?
I've now decided that before I start a book, I'm gonna check to see if you've read it, and if you liked it, I won't read it.
Okay, great.
And if I start a book and then you start it, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to stop reading it.
No, that's the only time you have to stop is if I rated it 5 stars. If I rated it 5 stars, you're going to have to think twice about it, okay?
Okay. I can do this.
All right. Okay, are you ready for my next book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's called The Change by Kirsten Miller. It is a fiction, magical realism mystery. Remember however many months ago I said that I read a book about women in their menopause having magic pets? That's this book.
Okay, nice.
Okay. So the story follows 3 women, Harriet, Jo, and Nessa. Harriet is a recent divorcee who left her corporate marketing job. Jo is a married gym owner, and Nessa is a widow who has twin daughters, and they are off at college. So each of them begin experiencing like different quote unquote powers that are like calling to them. So between one of them is feeling like burning heat in the palm of her hands. Another one has a call from people who have died. And then the last one has like a very weird way with plants and herbs and stuff like that. So they all have like a different flavor of magic that's presenting itself.
What's this book called again?
The Change.
Okay.
They are quite the unexpected team to take on this mystery on the town. So in the little town that they live in Mattock, Long Island, girls have started going missing on the island, and the police really either don't care or they are not investigating because many of the girls are either deemed runaways or sex workers. Oh,
I was going to say, why would they not care? But that explains.
Because it's, the families that they're from are like lower class families. They're just like, oh, she just ran away, or in some cases they're sex workers. So these three women, though, decide to keep digging into the stories and the disappearance, and ultimately they find murders to find a huge secret in their small town. So it's really what the premise is. They just hunt, like, find out what happens to these girls and try to help them kind of pass on, move on. I really wanted to love this, and I did not. So the premise is, like, super cool. Like, the idea of these women later in life getting powers and then working together to, like, solve this big mystery in this little island town. I would say that it did not deliver. And I'm going to say, you can judge me. I don't know. But to me, the whole book felt like it was one big men bashing party. And, like, I would say that the author balanced it a little bit by having two men in the story that are good. Like, one of the lady's husbands, and then there's another man who comes in who is a good guy, but literally every other man in this story is a piece of shit. And it literally just felt like men bashing the entire time.
That's hard to read.
Yeah, and that's not, like, I want to read a story about magic and, like, mystery. I don't want you just to talk shit about how terrible men are all the time. Like, okay, cool. I don't know. One of the characters, Harriet, she's the plant and herb lady. I don't know. She was like, her character was meant to come off as, like, very cool and strong and, like, powerful and very, like, empowering of other women, which I got that vibe from her, but she's kind of just a bitch about it. Kind of just like, almost like, I'm a woman, I know better. So that, if you can tell, it's kind of the vibe of the whole
entire book. Yep.
Yes. So yeah, she was just kind of bitchy, like, not, and I didn't like those characteristics. Like, it's not that I had a problem with them. It just, like, it felt like she was just above everybody. And that's not my vibe, especially her, like, even against her friends. It always, like, I got the vibe from her that she was just like, oh, why are you not listening to me? I know what I'm talking about, you dumb lady, you know, like, so I don't know. So, and she never really answered a question. Like, anytime anybody asked her something, she just kind of was like, you'll see, or something as equally vague. And then the end of the book was very unsatisfying. I just, whatever. So I ended up rating it 2.5 Nadia cupcakes. But if I'm rounding, I'm probably rounding down to 2.
Can I tell you a secret?
Did you read this book?
No.
Oh.
I would call this a did not start.
Oh.
That's how far I got in this book.
That's how far you got? Okay.
Like, as soon as you started talking about, like, the magic heat hands or whatever, I was like,
what is this again?
What is this? That's why I asked you. I was like, what is this book again? Because, like, when you first said it, I was like, I don't think. But the more you talked about it, it's like, oh, yeah, I know this.
You were
book.
like, I didn't make it that far. So how far into it did you get? Like, barely any?
Barely any. Not far enough for me to tell you anything about the book, minus.
Okay.
I remember it was like, you know, the heat hands.
The heat hands.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I didn't say anything until you said your rating. I was like, oh, no, it's happening again.
It happened again. 5 stars.
I'm happy to say that we can agree that neither of us were fans.
Yeah, I feel like if you had finished this book, you probably would have rated it the same.
Yeah, I probably would have rated it lower because like I can't give it the same rating as the Dead Romantics. Like,
no, you cannot.
So
no, yeah, I definitely it just like the premise was so cool. Like I really thought it was a really cool idea, and I was kept waiting for it to get better. And it just kept bashing everyone. So that's my second book.
Boo.
Boo hoo. Are you ready for our question?
Sure.
Okay, great.
You're like, whatever, I don't care.
Do you read multiple books at the same time?
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have 4 going on right now.
Yeah, I have 5 books going on right now. Like, I have at least 1 audiobook. Well, no, right now I have 2 audiobooks.
Okay.
That I'm kind of swapping back and forth on, because, like, one's a history and one's I think I was reading a romance, or listening to a romance, but I finished that one, and now I'm listening to another one that I think is also a history, so I think I fucked up there.
Okay.
I have 1 going on my Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1 that I just finished on my Kindle. Mm-hmm. I have our bonus bites.
Mm-hmm.
So that's at least 5.
Yeah, I pretty much always have at least 1 in each medium, like 1 Kindle, 1 physical, 1 audio going at any given time.
Right.
'Cause it depends on what I'm doing, on whether or not I can put time towards that medium.
Right. Yeah. Plus, I won't even count all the books that I have said that I wasn't going to do this, but I started and got like, I don't know, 10, 15% in, and I was like, I'm not really in the mood for this anymore, so I started a new book. So
you weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to officially DNF.
I know. I did do it for 1 book. I did.
Okay.
I ended up DNFing 1 book because I was like, okay, it's been too long. I gave it like a month and a half, but
well, that was an easy answer. Mm-hmm. Hello, cow.
Hi, cow.
And, I have books going on all the time in all areas, and sometimes. So I do, though, when as much as I can, I try to make each one be a different genre, because I have found that if it's the same genre and the same like trope, it's very difficult for me to like jump between, because I'm like, wait, where am I?
Too many characters.
Yes. So I do have to make sure, like, usually my audio is going to be like a romance and my reading is going to be like a fantasy. So try to keep them separate a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
In some way.
Same. Yeah. I would say the only one that I consistently have maybe 2 or 3 books going of the same medium is if I'm listening, like audiobooks.
Okay.
Like I'll have 2 or 3 audiobooks sitting in my like to be played list, right?
Oh, okay.
So, or currently listening list.
Like actively, yeah. Okay. And you'll just, when you go into the app, you just pick which one you want to listen to at that time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wake up in the morning, I get in my car to go to work, and like whatever I listen to last will start playing, and I'm like, do I feel like this right now? No.
Okay.
So I'll go in and fix it, but...
All right. Well, dear listeners, let us know if you also read multiple books at the same time, and do you have limitations like we do, where you have to have like different genres going on of different things, or do you just have like everything? You're just like, yep, if it gets mixed up, it gets mixed up.
It's just who I am now.
Yes, this character now lives in that world. Let us know. Go into the comments, tell us there, or email us, savethestorypod.com, and send us all of your thoughts and feelings and everything.
all the things.
All your recommendations and all the things. Send us things. And then go to all of our socials. Savor the Story Pod. Everywhere you want to find us.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yay.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening. Bye. Get out.